everybody, it's Kathy Champion, and you are back here with me at Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I reside in Gastonia, North Carolina. And welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you're here. We are going to work on a really cute fun fold card that I think everybody's going to love, and I think it's one that you will want to tuck back, not just for the fact of it being a Christmas card, but you can use this card for so many different things, and it's a really cute little fun fold. So before we get started, this is our December host code. If you spend $50 before shipping and tax and use this host code, you will receive a free gift from me after the end of the month. So if you go over to my site, and my link to my store will be listed below this video. Also, it will be on my blog. Let me straighten up this camera just a little bit. There we go. So anyway, I wanted to just kind of get that out there. Now, if you spend over $150, do not use this host code. Stampin' Up will give you some wonderful rewards. You will earn some free product. So, but if it is $50 or more, up to $150, use that host code. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. We are going to feature the Snowflake Wishes and So Many Snowflakes. This is a stamp set that's in our mini catalog. This is one set that is not retiring, so I was so glad to hear that. This one, and also the poinsettia petals, that one is coming back as well, and I was so happy because those were actually two of my favorite of the holiday items. The other thing I'm going to use is the rectangle stitch dies, and I have pulled out the fourth one from the largest. So if you count down 1, 2, 3, 4, this one, and then the very next one after this one. So it's going to be the 4th and the 5th from the top, if you're counting from the top. If you're counting from the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Either way you count it, it's going to be number 4 and 5 in your larger rectangle dies. Alright, we got that taken care of. I'm holding these out because these are the two we're going to use. I'm going to lay my my stamp set and my dies over to the side for just a moment. We're going to start out with a piece of Pacific Point cardstock, and this measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I went ahead and scored it at 4 1/4. Again, this is a standard A-size card. Nothing special here. The special feature of this card is going to be the inside and the mechanism that we're going to use. I also cut a mat to go on the front, and I used the Snowflake Splendor. I believe that was the name of the cardstock. Let me grab the pack. Yeah, this is the Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper, and this is a new pack that I haven't opened yet. I can't put my fingers on the one that I had that's already open. Well, you know what? We will find it. Oh, there it is. I knew we would. Okay, this is the pack, and I am using this side of this particular piece. This paper is gorgeous, and there's so many different colors that you can use, and just for a point of reference, anytime that you get a pack of Stampin' Up Designer Series paper, it will tell you on the back all of the solid cardstocks that coordinate with it. Great information right there, because it does allow you to go into your cardstock and look and say, okay, I like this with this, or I like this with that. So I was able to use that tool, which it is a wonderful tool, to get the solid cardstocks that I wanted to use. So So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and build this card as we go. I'm going to turn this over. I'm also going to grab my silicone craft sheet. And yes, I did find it. If y'all remember me griping in some of my other videos because I couldn't find it. I had looked high and low and it was laying right behind me. Isn't that the way it always is? I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal, and it's right here. I love the Stampin' Seal Plus. It works really, really good. It gives you a really good hold, and I am going, do I want to use this? Yes, I do. I'm going to go down pretty close to the edge, like so. You do not want to put any adhesive in the middle of this, and I'm going to show you why. We're going to cut that middle out, and I don't want glue on it or adhesive because we want to be able to keep that and use it on another card. So all I'm doing is putting a thin amount around the edges, and then I'm going to bring my card over and very carefully I'm going to look for that 1/8 of an inch border all around. Once I'm pleased with it, I'll go ahead and press that down. Now this is where the larger of these dies come in, and I am going to center this die. What you're going to want to do before you run this through your die cut machine is make sure you open your card up like this and center this on the front of your card. I'm wondering if I want to take it up a little bit because I want to put my sentiment here at the bottom, so I am. I'm going to take this up just a hair. But make sure you're looking at it and trying to get the same amount on both sides, top and bottom. I decided I'm going to bring it down. Even if it covers up that just a tiny bit, I think it'll still be okay. Alright, so I'm pleased with that placement. So I am going to grab my little post-it flags. These work so great for holding down your dies. And I am going to run this through my die machine. And when you bring this back over, be very careful in taking these off. These have been used quite a bit, so they're not as sticky as they were. The first time I used them, they left adhesive on my card. So sometimes you might want to just stick them off on your hand and get them a little less tacky. Now this piece came out, and look, we have 2 more pieces that we can use on another card that are beautiful. So I'm going to lay these up here. And this is all adhered and everything is good to go. So there's our window. The next thing we're going to need is a piece of cardstock that measures 5 by 8. And we're going to score this at 2, 4, and 6. Very simple score at 2, 4, and 6. And when you fold this, you're going to want it to look like this. That's the fold. So it's going to be a valley, a mountain, and a mountain. So 1 valley and 2 mountains. So when you take this out and you fold it, you're going to fold this over, you're going to fold this up, and you're going to fold this back. And that could be a little bit confusing, but slow down the video when you get to that point. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put some adhesive on this side right here, because this side is going to go into our card just like this. And you want to make sure you're getting it as nice and straight as you can. And you're also going to want to make sure that this piece goes into that fold where you can still fold your card, but you want it to butt right into that fold. So what I like to do is just, after I get the piece in like this, I like to turn it over and put my adhesive on it here. So I am just going to run I got 3 strips of my Stampin' Seal Plus. Just like that. And then what I want to do is I'm going to place this in this square right here, or into my card, and I'm going to get that exactly where I want it, in that fold. And then I'm going to lay that down and press it. Now I also cut some mats to mat on top of this, and I have one for this side and one for this side, or we may do it on here. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to go ahead and put some Stampin' Seal on this as well. I should be doing this on my little craft sheet. I think I want it like that. And then I very, very carefully, I've still got some of the glue, the adhesive hanging over. So if you have any hangovers, just take your finger and fold it back onto itself, because it was already stuck. This is a little crooked, but you know what? Yeah, we're going to leave it. I'm going to decorate that, and that'll help hide a little bit of that. Now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to do the same thing. I am going to run this again. I got that over the edge just a little bit, so I'm just going to fold it back. And I'm going to put this piece down. Maybe I want to, I'm going here. Okay. And then with this piece up like this, what you're going to want to do is fold your card back, and we are going to put adhesive right on this side, right here. Or better yet, why don't we run it on this piece? This will make it, a lot easier when you get ready to fold it over. So I'm going to come right here and come right down that side, just like that. And I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do over to here, just to that fold line. And the same thing down here, over to that fold line. Now I'm going to hold this piece down, and then I'm just going to fold this onto that adhesive, just like that. Now when we open the card, it's going to open like this. It's already pretty, but we still have to put another piece in, and then we get to decorate. This piece is cut using the smaller rectangle. And what I did with this is I ran it through the embossing folder that's called Winter Snow, and it comes with this suite, or you can buy these each piece separate, however you want to do it. But this is the embossing folder that went with this. This piece is going to get adhered on the front here, but we're only going to put glue on one side. So since I embossed this, and I went over it with some Seaside Spray ink using a blender brush, and just put down a tiny, ever so gently, a little ink, just to give it a little bit of pizzazz. So what I want to do is I want to center this into the middle, something like that, but we only want glue to go on this side of that score line. You got a score line right in the middle. So I am going to get this where I want it, and I'm going to take a little pencil what did I do with my, here we go. I'm going to draw myself just a tiny little square just on the corner. That lets me know that my glue needs to go right in this area. And we can probably erase that after everything's said and done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the card over. I'm going to run my adhesive, or maybe I'll use my Tombow. Yeah, I want to use the Tombow for this because we've got a little bit going on here. So let's bring this back around. And I'm going to put my glue on here. Just like that. And now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to lay it into that glue. Just like so. Now after this dries, you can go back and erase those pencil marks. And nobody would be the wiser. Just make sure you use a lead and a lead and an eraser that doesn't smudge. And I love these, the Bic Velocity. This is a great pencil for your craft room. Okay, now that we got that together, our card, now you see what I mean about the swing fold? Isn't that pretty? And we're not even done yet. We still got decorating to do. Alright, I went ahead and cut out some snowflakes using those dies that I showed you. And let me grab them. This die set is so pretty. And I used the Balmy Blue Glimmer paper. And look at those. Aren't they pretty? I also cut some white ones. And I've got different shapes and sizes. Just like that. I think these are so pretty. So we are going to decorate the front of our card using some of these. And I want to see how that is going to, yeah, they need to go on here like this. So I'm going to put one here. And I want this one to kind of come to here. And then we're going to grab a small one, maybe this one, for there. I think that's going to look really pretty. So I'm going to bring my craft sheet back over. And I'm going to use Tombow. And I'm just going to put a little dot just like this. And I am going to go ahead and adhere this one. The liquid glue, you are going to have to give it a moment and put a little pressure against it. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I am going to go ahead and put some glue just on the bigger parts. It doesn't have to be all over it. And then we're going to pick this up. And this one's going to go right up here. We got one more little one. Y'all are hearing my Bella. She's sleeping. And she's actually snoring a little. Actually, she snores a lot. But y'all know my babies are always in here with me when I'm crafting. They stay very close to me. until my husband comes home. When he's here, they're all about him. Alright, look how pretty that looks. Now I think I might want to take one of the white ones and put right here. But before I do that, I want to spray these white ones with a little bit of shimmer. So I'm going to bring these over, and I mixed up some alcohol in one of these spritzers, and these are on the site, and this is nothing but 70% alcohol, and I put about a half, maybe not quite a half, a third, and then I put in just a few drops of this Glimmer paint. This is champagne mist, and it makes a beautiful shimmer for whatever you want to put your card on. After you mix it, always be sure to shake it really good before you actually spray it. So I'm going to spray it. Just like that, and give those a good amount of glimmer. I'm going to lay that over to the side for right this minute. And now we need to come inside here and see how we're going to decorate that. I think I might want one of these in there too. Let's see if I can pick up a little bit of that mist, because we got plenty of it. Okay, we're going to put that in there, but let's wait just for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and work on my sentiment. On my sentiment, this is where I kind of wanted this to live. And I may have to cut this down. Right, I think that'll work right there. So I'm going to get my Stampin' Pierce mat, and I'm going to put this right here, and then I want to lay this sorry, the trash. They're picking up my trash, and they, you know, the noise that the trash truck makes, and Toby does not like the trash truck. I'm sure if you've got dogs, you can relate. Alright, I need a stamp block to put this on. I think this one right here will be the perfect size. And that doesn't look quite straight, so I want to make sure I get it nice and straight. And we're going to pick that up. And I think I want to stamp this in the Pacific Point. Beautiful, beautiful blue. So, and of course, look what I do. I stick my finger right into the glue, the ink. Okay, little alcohol wipe to the rescue. This ink is very highly pigmented. Any of the darker inks are like that, and they will transfer onto everything. So I'm just making sure I'm cleaning that up really good, getting it off of my hand, and that worked real well. Alright, so I am going to ink up this stamp, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to stamp right about here. Very good. And look what I did. I got ink on the stamp block as well. Alrighty. That looks very, very pretty, and I love the way it turned out. So I'm going to close this ink pad up. And I want to get my Stampin' Scrub so I can clean my hope everybody is excited about the upcoming catalog. Y'all will have to let me know if you've gotten yours. If you are on my mailing list, you've already received your catalog, hopefully. So let me know. I can only show you the front of it, but this is our new mini catalog, January through June, our celebration. Celebration is so great because you know from January 5th through February 28th, everything in here is free product. $50, $100 order, you can earn. If you spend $100, you can get two $50 items free. When I say $50 items, I don't mean the item costs $50. It is free with a $50 purchase. Or you can get one $100 item. So it's totally up to you, but this is a great, great sale. I cannot wait. I can't wait till we can open that catalog and I can show you all the goodies. But for right now, we're keeping it under wraps. Alright, here is our piece. And look at that. I love it. That is going to be so pretty. I think I am going to take this to the trimmer and cut it down just a little bit more because I do not want it to hang over and interfere with our mechanism. So let me see. Will it interfere? I don't think it will. I'm still going to cut it down just a little bit. We're going to take about a 1/16 of an inch. Off of that side. See, just ever so slightly. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here at the bottom. I love that. I think that's going to make it fit really well right there on the bottom. Snowflake wishes for a Merry Christmas. Okay, we're going to use the tape runner again, or the Stampin' Seal. And I'm just going to put a piece right across here. And then I want to get this nice and centered. Very nice. Now, if you want to put a little mat in here to stamp on, this would be the perfect time to do that. Let's look at our stamp set again. We also still have these. Let's see if these have dried yet. Oh, they look beautifully glimmery. I'm going to lay them over here. They're still wet. And I am going to wipe this little silicone mat off just to get that glimmer paint off of it. Glue and all of the gunk that I have on that just wiped clean. This is a great little asset. This is a very inexpensive little piece, but it is worth its weight in gold. I have two. I've got one in my Stamparatus, and I use the other one here for adhesives and things like that. I don't want to do an overkill, so I'm trying to not do that. So I think what I want to do here is I want to cut another little piece of cardstock, and I just want a cute little piece that I can stamp on. And how about Let It Snow? But I want it to be big enough. I'm going to go with 2.5. Maybe we'll go with 1.5. And I have another stamp set, the Snowman Season. I love the stamp set. These little snowmen are so stinking cute. Let It Snow. I love that sentiment. And let's see if it'll fit on our strip. It may not. And you know what? It's okay if it doesn't. But it does. And I think what I want to do here is I want to put it right here. So we're going to need this piece to be 4.5. So I'm going to stick this in here and cut it down at 4.5. And now we have a piece to go here. And this piece we can go ahead and stamp and go Let It Snow. And I think I'm going to carry through with my same ink that I've been using, and that's the Pacific Blue, or Pacific Point, I'm sorry. I like to set my stamp down on something that has a grid line, like my mat, and then pick it up. And I'm coming down just a little bit. The other thing I want to do is I want some little snowflakes around here. So we have snowflakes in this one, and we also have some snowflakes in this one, and they are different. I think I'm going to go with the ones in the Snowflake Wishes. I like this little one right here because I think that'd be really cute stamped off the top of this. But I also want to do some on and off stamping. So I'm just going to bring a piece of grid paper over. This is used, and it's been used and abused. But it's still good for what I want it for. So I'm going to stamp that off and then stamp it again. And I like that color. The second generation, there's the third and fourth. I like that second one. So we are going to do that. We're going to ink it, stamp off, and then stamp on. Make sure you get your piece of grid paper or whatever over top, so when you're stamping off the side, like that. And like that, that you are getting, no. He's hearing the trash truck again, so I'm trying to keep him quiet. My husband's actually off this morning and I want him to be able to get some sleep. And I'm just coming down and putting some snowflakes here and there. And since I forgot and did one dark, I'm going to do another one dark about here. Maybe down this bottom corner. And look how pretty that is. And it still gives you a place where you can sign it. So we're going to put that right there. Reaching for my Stampin' Seal Plus again. And now we're just going to lay this in here. Like that. Isn't that a pretty card? Swing fold is gorgeous. Now if you want to, you could come back in here and stamp some more of the snowflakes. Let's see how that's going to look. And I got ink there. Looking for my mono sand eraser, because anytime you get ink somewhere you don't want it, a lot of times you can lift that simply by using this. Doesn't look like that's going to lift. So when it doesn't lift, what do? We cover it up. Perhaps we could get a smaller, let's see if I can get a smaller die cut, and we can, I have some, I got white ones, maybe we'll just put a white one over it that's shimmery. That may work. Alright, I'm going to close my ink up again. Actually, I do want to stamp. think we camouflaged that pretty well. I'm going to stamp again right about here. And I think that's sufficient. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and clean up these stamps real quick. Beautiful, clean stamp. That's simple. Even with the pigmented ink, they still cleaned up really well. Alright, let's go ahead and get this off of here. Okay, I'm going to lay these over here for right now. And let's look at our glimmery I don't know if you can see the glimmer on that. Maybe if I put it on something darker. It doesn't look like it's picking it up on the monitor that I'm looking at, but when I go back and edit my videos, a lot of times it does show. So hopefully you've seen that glimmer. Beautiful, and it just came from using that mister with just a little bit of rubbing alcohol and that paint. Beautiful. Alright, I think what I want to do is we're going to put some of these snowflakes and I think they'll look really good right there. So let me bring my little craft sheet back in. And I'm going to turn these over. And my liquid glue is going to be my best shot for gluing these down. But you want to be careful because you only need just a tiny bit. And I'm going to bring this over and I just want to stick this down right here. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And then I'm going to take this one. And he's going to go right in the middle. And then you've got a little space here where you can sign your card. And this is our snowflake wishes. Beautiful card for today. And look at that. It's like a blizzard. It's snowflakes everywhere. Now you can decorate this in different ways. One of the ones I did earlier, I was playing around with, and I put a snowman on the front. but I didn't like this, and I didn't like this being blank. So I kind of changed it up a little bit. I hope that you'll like it. You can change this up to make it a spring card by putting florals on the front. There's just so many ways that you can, so many different things you can do with this swing fold card. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial on how to do this and how to put this together. And I hope that you got some inspiration and you'll give this fun fold card a try. Isn't it pretty? So pretty. And look at that. There's a lot happening in this card, but all of it is gorgeous. Now, if you wanted to, you can make a band to hold it together because it does have a tendency to want to spring, and that's due to the mechanism. You've got 1, 2, 3 folds right in the middle that's kind of free floating. So anytime you have that, you're going to have a card that's going to kind of spring a little bit. But I still think it turned out very pretty. And they're calling for snow this week in the Carolinas, so that depending on the storm system when it comes in, how warm our temperatures are, and that sort of thing will determine whether we get snow, ice, or freezing rain. Thank you once again for tuning in. I love each and every one of you so much. If you watch my channel and you have not subscribed, please go and hit that subscribe button. And another thing that I wanted to emphasize, I do not know that you watched my video if you don't leave a comment. So please leave a comment. They mean so much, and I read every one of them, and if you will know that I read your comment because I'll always put a little heart. I will put a little love heart there, letting you know that I've read your message and I appreciate you. So until we craft again, may you be blessed abundantly, stay safe and healthy, and as I always say in closing, let everything you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. Until next time, bye-bye.